to morning, O Holy Virgin, clad in purest white, unlock heaven's golden gates and issue forth. Awake the dawn that sleeps in heaven. Let light rise from the chambers of the east, and bring the honey dew that cometh on waking day. O radiant morning, salute the sun, rouse like the huntsman to the chase, and with thy busking feet appear upon our hills. To the evening star, thou fair-haired angel of the evening, now whilst the sun rests on the mountains, light thy bright torch of love, thy radiant crown put on, and smile upon our evening bed. Smile on our loves, and while thou drawest the blue curtains of the sky, scatter thy silver dew on every flower that shuts its sweet eyes in timely sleep. Let thy west wind sleep on the lake, speak silence with thy glimmering eyes, and wash the dusk with silver. Soon, full soon, dost thou withdraw. Then the wolf rages wide, and the lion glares through the dun forest. Thy fleeces of thy flocks are covered with thy sacred dew. Protect them with thine influence. Prologue, intended for a dramatic piece of King Edward IV. Oh, for a voice like thunder and a tongue to drown the throat of war. When the senses are shaken and the soul is driven to madness, who can stand? When the souls of the oppressed fight in the troubled air that rages, who can stand? When the whirlwind of fury comes from the throne of God, when the frowns of his countenance drive the nations together, who can stand? When sin clasps his broad wings over the battle and sails rejoicing in the flood of death, when souls are torn to everlasting fire and fiends of hell rejoice upon the slain, oh, who can stand? Oh, who hath caused this? Oh, who can answer at the throne of God? The kings and nobles of the land have done it. Hear it not, heaven, thy ministers have done it. The Chimney Sweeper. When my mother died, I was very young, and my father sold me while yet my tongue could scarcely cry, weep, 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 weep. So your chimneys I sweep, and in soot I sleep. There's little Tom Dacre, who cried when his head that curled like a lamb's back was shaved. So I said, hush, Tom, never mind it, for when your head's bare, you know that the soot cannot spoil your white hair. And so he was quiet, and that very night, as Tom was a-sleeping, he had such a sight, that thousands of sweepers, Dick, Joe, Ned, and Jack, were all of them locked up in coffins of black. I came an angel who had a bright key, and he opened the coffins and set them all free. Then down a green plain, leaping, laughing, they run, and wash in a river and shine in the sun. Then naked and white, all their bags left behind, they rise upon clouds and sport in the wind. And the angel told Tom if he'd be a good boy, he'd have God for his father and never one joy. And so Tom awoke, and we rose in the dark, and got with our bags and our brushes to work. Though the morning was cold, Tom was happy and warm. So if all do their duty, they need not fear harm. Nurse's Song. When the voices of children are heard on the green, and laughter is heard on the hill, My heart is at rest within my breast, and everything else is still. Then come home, my children, the sun is gone down, and the dews of night arise. Come, come, leave off play, and let us away, till the morning appears in the skies. No, no, let us play, for yet it's still day, and we cannot go to sleep. Besides, in the sky the little birds fly, and the hills are all covered with sheep. Well, well, go and play till the light fades away, and then go home to bed. The little ones leaped and shouted and laughed, and all the hills echoed. The Little Girl Lost. In futurity I prophetic see that the earth from sleep, grave the sentence deep, shall arise and seek from her maker meek, and the desert wild become a garden mild. In the southern clime, where the summer's prime never fades away, lovely Lysa 7 summers old, lovely Lysa told, she had wandered long, hearing wild birds' song. Sweet sleep, come to me underneath this tree. Do father, mother weep? Where can Lysa sleep? Lost in desert wild is your little child. How can Lysa sleep if her mother weep? If her heart does ache, then let Lysa wake. If my mother sleep, Lysa shall not weep. Frowning, frowning night, o'er the desert bright, let thy moon arise when I close my eyes. Sleeping Lysa lay, while the beasts of prey come from caverns deep, viewed the maid asleep. The kingly lion stood, and the virgin viewed. Then he gamboled round o'er the hollowed ground. Leopards, tigers play round her as she lay, while the lion old bowed his mane of gold, and her bosom licked, and upon her neck from his eyes of flame ruby tears there came, while the lioness loosed her slender dress, and naked they conveyed to caves the sleeping maid. Infant joy. I have no name, I am but 2 days old. What shall I call thee? I happy am, joy is my name. Sweet joy befall thee, pretty joy. Sweet joy, but 2 days old. Sweet joy, I call thee, thou dost smile, I sing the while. Sweet joy befall thee. The shepherd. How sweet is the shepherd's sweet lot. From the morn to the evening he strays. He shall follow his sheep all the day, and his tongue shall be filled with praise. For he hears the lamb's innocent call, and he hears the ewes' tender reply. He is watchful while they are in peace, for they know when their shepherd is nigh. A cradle song. Sweet dreams form a shade o'er my lovely infant's head. Sweet dreams of pleasant streams by happy silent moony beams. Sweet sleep with soft down, weave thy brows an infant crown. Sweet sleep, angel mild, hover over my happy child. Sweet smiles in the night, hover over my delight. Sweet smiles, mother smiles, all the livelong night beguiles. Sweet moans, dove-like sighs, chase not slumber from thy eyes. Sweet moans, sweeter smiles, all the dove-like moan beguiles. Sleep, sleep, happy child, all creation slept and smiled. Sleep, sleep, happy sleep, while o'er thy mother weep. Sweet babe, in thy face, holy image I can trace. Sweet babe, once like thee, thy maker lay and wept for me. Wept for me, for thee, for all, when he was an infant small. Though his image ever see, heavenly face that smiles on thee. Smiles on thee, on me, on all, who became an infant small. Infant smiles are his own smiles. Heaven and earth to peace beguiles. The Laughing Song. When the green woods laugh with the voice of joy, and the dimpling stream runs laughing by, when the air does laugh with our merry wit, and the green hills laugh with the noise of it, when the meadows laugh with lively green, and the grasshopper laughs in the merry scene, when Mary and Susan and Emily with their sweet round mouths sing ha ha hee, when the painted birds laugh in the shade, where our table with cherries and nuts is spread, come live and be merry and join with me to sing the sweet chorus of ha ha hee. The Fly. Little fly, thy summer's play my thoughtless hand had brushed away. Am not I a fly like thee, or art not thou a man like me? For I dance and drink and sing, till some blind hand shall brush my wing. If thought is life, strength is breath, and the want of thought is death, then am I a happy fly, if I live or I die. The Angel. I dreamt a dream, what can it mean? And that I was a maiden queen, guarded by an angel mild, witless woe was near beguiled. And I wept both night and day, and he wiped my tears away. And I wept both day and night, and hid from him my heart's delight. So he took his wings and fled. Then the morn blushed rosy red. I dried my tears and armed my fears with 10,000 shields and spears. Soon my angel came again. I was armed, he came in vain, for the time of youth was fled, and gray hairs were on my head. The Tiger. Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forest of the night, what immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry? In what distant deeps or skies burnt the fire of thine eyes? On what wings dare he aspire? What the hand dare cease the fire? And what shoulder and what art could twist the sinews of thy heart? And when thy heart began to beat, what dread hand, or what dread feet? What the hammer, what the chain? In what furnace was thy brain? What the anvil, what dread grasp dare its deadly terrors clasp? When the stars threw down their spears and watered heaven with their tears, does he smile his work to see? Did he who made the lamb make thee? Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forests of the night, what immortal hand or eye dare frame thy fearful symmetry? The Clod and the Pebble. Love seeketh not itself to please, nor for itself hath any care, but for another gives its ease, and builds a heaven in hell's despair. So sang a little clod of clay, trodden with the cattle's feet, but a pebble of the brook warbled out these meters beat. Love seeketh only self to please, bind another to its delight, joy in another's loss of ease, and builds a hell in heaven's despite. Ah, sunflower, weary of time, who countest the steps of the sun, seeking after that sweet golden clime, where the traveler's journey is done, where the youth pined away with desire, and the pale virgin shrouded in snow arise from their graves and aspire where my sunflower wishes to go. The little vagabond. Dear mother, the church is cold, but the alehouse is healthy and pleasant and warm. Besides, I can tell where I'm used well. Such usage in heaven will never do well. But if at the church they would give us some ale and a pleasant fire our souls to regale, we'd sing and we'd pray all the livelong day, nor ever once wish from the church to stray. Then the parson might preach and drink and sing, and we'd be as happy as the birds in the spring. And modest Dame Lurch, who is always at church, would not have bandy children, nor fasting, nor birch. And God, like a father rejoicing to see his children as pleasant and happy as he, would have no more quarrel with the devil or the barrel, but kiss him and give him both drink and apparel. London. I wandered through each chartered street near where the chartered Thames does flow, and mark in every face I meet marks of weakness, marks of woe. In every cry of every man, in every infant's cry of fear, in every voice, in every band, the mind-forged manacles I hear. How the chimney sweepers cry, every blackening church appalls, and the hapless soldier's sigh runs in blood down palace walls. But most through the midnight streets I hear how the youthful harlots curse, blast the newborn's infant tear, and blights with plagues the marriage hearse. Human abstract. Pity would be no more if we did not make somebody poor, and mercy no more could be if all were as happy as we. And mutual fear brings peace till the selfish loves increase. Then cruelty knits a snare and spreads its baits with care. He sits down with holy fears and waters the ground with tears. Then humility takes its root underneath his foot, soon spreads the dismal shade of mystery over his head. And the caterpillar and the fly feed on mystery, and it bears the fruit of deceit, ruddy and sweet to eat. And the raven his nest has made in its thickest shade. The gods of the earth and the sea sought through nature to find this tree, but the search was all in vain. There grows one in the human brain. Infant sorrow. My mother groaned, my father wept. Into the dangerous world I leapt. Hapless, naked, piping loud, like a fiend hid in a cloud. Struggling in my father's hands, striving against my swaddling bands. Bound and weary, I thought best to sulk upon my mother's breast. A poison tree, I was angry with my friend. I told my wrath did end. I was angry with my foe, I told it not, my wrath did grow. And I watered it in fears, night and morning with my tears. And I sunned it with smiles, and with soft, deceitful wiles. And it grew both day and night, till it bore an apple white. And my foe beheld it shine, and he knew that it was mine. And into my garden stole, when the night had veiled the pole. In the morning glad I see my foe outstretched beneath the tree. A divine image. Cruelty has a human heart, jealousy a human face, terror the human form divine, and secrecy the human dress. The human dress is forged iron, the human form a fiery forge, the human face a furnace sealed, the human heart its hungry gorge. I heard an angel singing. I heard an angel singing while the day was springing. Mercy, pity, peace is the world's release. Then he sang all day o'er the new mown hay, till the sun went down and the haycocks looked brown. I heard a devil curse o'er the heath and the furze. Mercy could be no more if there was nobody poor, and pity no more can be if all were as happy as we. Till his curse the sun went down and the heavens gave a frown. Down poured the heavy rain o'er the new reaped grain, and miseries increase. His mercy, pity, and peace. The land of dreams. Awake, awake, my little boy. Thou wakest thy mother's only joy. Why dost thou weep in thy gentle sleep? Awake, thy father does thee keep. Oh, what land is the land of dreams? What are its mountains and what are its streams? Oh, Father, I saw my mother there, among the lilies by waters fair. Among the lambs clothed in white, she walked with her Thomas in sweet delight. I wept for joy like a dove I mourn. Oh, when shall again return? Dear child, I also by pleasant streams have wandered all night in the land of dreams. But thou calm and warm the waters wide, I could not get to the other side. Father, oh Father, what do we have here in this land of unbelief and fear? The land of dreams is better by far, above the light of the morning star. The wildflower's song. As I wander the forest, the green leaves among, I heard a wildflower singing a song. I slept in the dark, in the silent night. I murmured my fears, I felt the light. In the morning I went, as rosy as morn, to seek for new joy, but I met with scorn. If you trap the moment before it's ripe, if you trap the moment before it's ripe, the tears of repentance you'll certainly wipe. But if once you let that right moment go, you can never wipe off the tears of woe. Eternity. He who bends to himself a joy does the winged life destroy. But he who kisses the joy as it flies lives in eternity's sunrise. Riches, the countless gold of a merry heart, the rubies and pearls of a loving eye, the indolent never can bring to the mart, nor the secret hoard up in his treasury. The gray monk. I die, the mothers said. My children die for lack of bread. What more has this merciless tyrant said? The monk sat down on a stony bed. The blood ran red from the gray monk's side. His hands and feet were wounded wide. His body bent, his arms and knees, like to the roots of ancient trees. His eye was dry, no tear could flow. A hollow groan first spoke his woe. He trembled and shuddered upon the bed. At length with a feeble cry he said, when God commanded this hand to write, in the studious hours of deep midnight, he told me the writing I wrote should prove the bane of all that on earth I loved. My brother starved between two walls, his children's cry my soul appalls. I mocked at the rack and the grinding chain, my bent body mocks their torturing pain. Thy father drew his swords in the north, with 10,000 strong he marched forth. Thy brother has armed himself in steel to avenge the wrongs thy children feel. But vain the sword and vain the bow, they never can work war's overthrow. The hermit's prayer and the widow's tear alone can free the world from fear. For a tear is an intellectual thing, and a sigh is the sword of the angel king, and the bitter groan of the martyr's woe is an arrow from the Almighty's bow. The hand of vengeance found the bed to which the purple tyrant fled. The iron hand crushed the tyrant's head and became a tyrant in his stead. William Bond. I wonder whether the girls are mad. I wonder whether they mean to kill. I wonder if William Bond will die, for assuredly he is very ill. He went to church on a May morning, attended by fairies 1, 2, and 3. But the angels of Providence drove them away, and he returned home in misery. He went not out to field nor fold, he went not out to the village nor town, but he came home in a black, black cloud, and took his bed and there lay down. An angel of Providence at his feet, an angel of Providence at his head, and in the midst a black, black cloud, and in the midst the sick man on his bed. and on his right hand was Mary Green, and on his left hand was Sister Jane, and their tears fell through the black, black clouds to drive away the sick man's pain. Oh, William, if thou dost another love better than poor Mary, go and take that other to be thy wife, and Mary Green shall her servant be. Yes, Mary, I do another love. Another I love far better than thee, and another I will have for my wife. Then what have I to do with thee? For thou art melancholy pale, and on thy head is the cold moonshine, but she is ruddy and bright as day, and the sunbeams dazzle from her eye. When Mary woke and found her laid on the right hand of her William dear, on the right hand of his loved bed, and saw her William bond so near, Mary trembled and Mary chilled, and fell down on the right-hand floor, that William Bond and his sister Jane scarcely could recover Mary more. The fairies that fled from William Bond danced around her shining head. They danced over the pillow white, and the angels of Providence left the bed. I thought love lived in the hot sunshine, but oh, he lives in the moony night. I thought to find love in the heat of day, but sweet love is the comforter of night. Seek love in the pities of others' woes, in the gentle relief of another's care, in the darkness of light and in winter's snow, in the naked and outcast. Seek love there. The smile. There's a smile of love, and there's a smile of deceit, and there is a smile of smiles in which these two smiles meet. There's a frown of hate, and there's a frown of disdain, and there's a frown of frowns which you strive to forget in vain. For it sticks in the heart's deep core, and it sticks in the deep backbone, but no smile that was ever smiled, but only one smile alone, that betwixt the cradle and grave it only one smile can be. But when it once smiled, there's an end to all misery. Dedication of the illustrations to Blair's grave. The door of death is made of gold that mortal eyes cannot behold. But when the mortal eyes are closed, and cold and pale the limbs reposed, the soul awakes and wandering sees in her mild hand the golden keys. The grave is heaven's golden gate, and rich and poor around it wait. O shepherdess of England's fold, behold this gate of pearl and gold, to dedicate to England's queen the visions that my soul has seen, and by her kind permission bring what I have borne on solemn wing. From vast regions of the grave before her throne my wings I wave, bowing before my sovereign's feet, the grave produce these blossoms sweet. In mild repose from earthly strife, the blossoms of eternal life. A crystal cabinet. The maiden caught me in the wild, where I was dancing merrily. She put me into her cabinet and locked me up with a golden key. This cabinet is formed of gold and pearl and crystal shining bright, and within it opens into a world and a little lovely moony night. Another England there I saw, another London with its tower, another Thames and other hills, and another pleasant Surrey bower. Another maiden like herself, translucent, lovely, shining clear, threefold each in the other closed, Oh, what a pleasant trembling fear! Oh, what a smile, a threefold smile, filled me like a flame I burned. I bent to kiss the lovely maid and found a threefold kiss returned. I strove to seize the inmost form with ardor fierce and hands of flame, but burst the crystal cabinet and like a weeping babe became. A weeping babe upon the while, and weeping woman paled recline. And in the outward air again I filled with woes the passing wind. From the marriage of heaven and hell, without contraries is no progression. Attraction and repulsion, reason and energy, love and hate are necessary to human existence. From these contraries spring what the religious call good and evil. Good is the passive that obeys reason. Evil is the active springing from energy. Good is heaven. Evil is hell. A memorable fancy. As I was walking among the fires of hell, delighted with the enjoyments of genius, which to angels look like torment and insanity, I collected some of their proverbs, thinking that as the saying used in a nation mark its character, so the proverbs of hell show the nature of infernal wisdom better than any description of buildings or garments. When I came home, on the abyss of the five senses, where flat sides steep frowns over the present world, I saw a mighty devil folded in black clouds, hovering on the sides of the rock. With corroded fires he wrote the following sentence, now perceived by the minds of men and read by them on earth. How do you know but every bird that cuts the airy way is an immense world of delight, closed by your senses five? Proverbs of hell. In seed time learn, in harvest teach, in winter enjoy. The road of excess leads to the palace of wisdom. Prudence is a rich, ugly old maid courted by incapacity. Dip him in the river who loves water. A fool sees not the same tree that a wise man sees. He who face gives no light shall never become a star. The busy bee has no time for sorrow. The hours of folly are measured by the clock, but of wisdom no clock can measure. All wholesome food is caught within a net or a trap. Bring out number, weight, and measure is the year of dearth. No bird soars too high if he soars with his own wings. The most sublime act is to set another before you. If the fool would persist in his folly, he would become wise. Folly is the cloak of knavery. Shame is pride's cloak. Excess of sorrow laughs. Excess of joy weeps. The fox condemns the trap, not himself. Joys impregnate, sorrows bring forth. The bird a nest, the spider a web, man friendship. What is now proved was once only imagined. The cistern contains, the fountain overflows. One thought fills immensity. Everything possible to be believed is an image of truth. The eagle never lost so much as when he submitted to the learn of the crow. Think in the morning, act in the noon, eat in the evening, sleep in the night. As the plow follows words, so God rewards prayers. You never know what is enough unless you know what is more than enough. The weak is courage, is strong and cunning. The apple tree never asks the beech how he grow, nor the lion the horse how he shall take his prey. If others had not been foolish, we should be so. The soul of sweet delight can never be defiled. When thou seest an eagle, thou seest a portion of genius. Lift up thy head. To create a little flower is the labor of ages. Damn graces, bless relaxes. The crow wished everything was black, the owl that everything was white. Exuberance is beauty. Improvement makes straight roads, but the crooked roads without improvement are roads of genius. Truth can never be told so as to be understood and not be believed. Enough or too much? From America, a prophecy. The guardian prince of Albion burns in his nightly tent. Sullen fires across the Atlantic glow to America's shore, piercing the soul of warlike men who rise in silent night. Washington, Franklin, Payne and Warren, Gates, Hancock and Greene meet on the coast, glowing with blood from Albion's fiery prince. Washington spoke, "Friends of America, look over the Atlantic Sea. A bended bow is lifted in heaven, and a heavy iron chain descends link by link from Albion's cliffs across the sea to bind. Brothers and son of America, till our faces pale and yellow, heads depressed, voices weak, eyes downcast, hands work bruised, feet bleeding on the sultry sands and the furrows of the whip, descend to generations that in future times forget. The strong voice seized, for a terrible blast swept over the heaving sea. The eastern cloud rent, on his cliffs stood Albion's wrathful prince, a dragon form, clashing his scales. At midnight he arose, and flamed red meteors round the land of Albion beneath. His voice, his locks, his awful shoulders, and his glowing eyes appeared to the Americans upon the cloudy night. Solemn heave the Atlantic waves between the gloomy nations, swelling, belching from its deep red clouds and raging fires. Albion is sick, America faints, in rage the zenith grew. As human blood shooting its veins all around the orbed heaven, red rose the clouds from the Atlantic in vast wheels of blood, and in the red clouds rose a wander o'er the Atlantic Sea, intense, naked, a human fire, fierce, glowing as the wedge of iron heated in the furnace. His terrible limbs were fire, with myriads of cloudy terrors, banners dark and towers surrounded. Heat, but not light, went through the murky atmosphere. The King of England looked westward, trembles at the vision. Albion's angel stood beside the stone of night and saw the terror like a comet. A voice came forth and shook the temple. The morning comes, the night decays, the watchmen leave their stations. The grave is burst, the spices shed, the linen wrapped up. The bones of death, the covering clay, the sinews shrunk and dried. Reviving shake, inspiring move, breathing, awakening. Spring like redeemed captives when the bonds and bars are burst. Let the slave grinding at the mill run out into the field. Let him look up into the heavens and laugh in the bright air. Let the enchained soul shut up in darkness and in sighing, whose face has never seen a smile in 30 weary years, rise and look out. His chains are loose, his dungeon doors are open, and let his wife and children return from the oppressor's scourge. They look behind at every step and believe it is a dream. Singing, the sun has left his blackness and has found a fresher morning, and the fair moon rejoices in the clear and cloudless night. For empire is no more, and the lion and wolf shall seize. Quench the fatness of the earth. They cannot smite with sorrows, nor subdue the plow and spade. They cannot wall the city, nor moat round the castle of princes. They cannot bring the stubbed oak to overgrown the hills. For terrible men stand on the shores, and in their robes I see children take shelter from the lightnings. There stands Washington and Payne and Warren, with their foreheads reared towards the east. But clouds obscured my aged sight, a vision from afar. Sound, sound, my loud war trumpets, and alarm my 13 angels. Thus wept the angel voice, and as he wept, the terrible blast of trumpets blew loud alarm across the Atlantic deep. No trumpets answer, no reply of clarions or fifes. Silent the colonies remain and refuse the loud alarm. On those vast shady hills between America and Albion's shore, now barred out by the Atlantic Sea, called Atlantean Hills, because from the bright summits you may pass to the golden world. An ancient palace, archetype of mighty emperors, rears its immortal pinnacles, built in the forest of God by Ariston, the king of beauty, for his stolen bride. Here on the magic seats the 13 angels sat perturbed, for clouds from the Atlantic hover over the solemn roof. Fiery the angels rose, and as they rose, deep thunder roared around their shores. Indignant fire with the fires of Orc, and Boston's angel cried aloud as they flew through the dark night. He cried, "What trembles honesty, and like a murderer? Why seeks his refuge from the frowns of his immortal station? Must the generous tremble and leave his joy to the idle, to the pestilence that mock him? Who commanded this? What god? What angel?" In the flames stood in view the armies drawn out into the sky. Washington, Franklin, Payne, and Warren, Allen, Gates, and Lee. And the voice of Albion's angel give the thunderous command. His plagues, obedient to his voice, flew forth out of the clouds, falling upon America as the storm to cut them off, as a blight cuts the tender corn when it began to appear. The citizens of New York closed their books and locked their chests. The mariners of Boston dropped their anchors and unlaid. The scribe of Pennsylvania casts his pen upon the earth. The builder of Virginia throws his hammer down in fear. Then had America been lost, overwhelmed by the Atlantic, and Earth had lost another portion of the infinite. But all rushed together in the night in wrath and raging fire. Albion's guardian writhed in torment on the eastern sky. Pale, quivering toward the brain, his glimmering eyes, teeth chattering, howling and shuddering, his legs quiver, convulsed each muscle and sinew. Sickening lay London's guardian and the ancient mitred York, their heads on the snowy hills, their ensigns sickening in the sky. The plagues creep on the burning winds driven by the flames of Orc, and by the fierce Americans rushing together in the night. Stiff shuddering shook the heavenly thrones, France, Spain, and Italy. In terror viewed the bands of Albion and the ancient guardians. Fainting upon the elements, smitten with their own plagues, they slow advance to shut the 5 gates of their law-built heaven, filled with blasting fancies and with mildews of despair, with fierce disease and lust, unable to stem the fires of Orc. But the 5 gates were consumed, and their bolts and hinges melted, and the fierce flames burnt round the heavens and round the abodes of men.